We're out here in the desert in a Skoolie, whether it's a Skoolie, school bus, van life, or just camping with your vehicle, whatever it may be in the desert, where I am, or anywhere. The Generark Home Power 1 will give you the job of 1,000 watts. And let's unpack this and see where we go. Get the foam out of here. And there. Carrying case. We'll find out what's inside of that in a little bit. You got your manual. A little bit of paperwork there. We'll set that aside. Get the main unit. Oh, there's a nice little handle. So let's get this out of the box. Nice color. And there it is. Very handy. We got the pure sine wave 110 volt 1000 watt Generark Home Power 1 here. Right out of the box. And well, I only see one button here and it says display. Let's hit that. Boom. And there the readout comes on. Says 46%. Let's turn this AC. Is this a button? Oh, fan just popped on. Let me plug in the coffee pot. Maybe it'll work. Let's check that out. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, okay. Oh, there it is. It says output. There's 560 watts. 555, 556. At 46% right out of the box from the factory. Input 0 watts because I don't have no solar panels going to it or no AC charging. And there goes the coffee pot. Okay, there's a fan back here. I can barely feel air coming out of the back. In the back of it, there's nothing there. Okay, real nice hard plastic. Really sturdy handle with a little bit of rubber going on in the bottom. It feels really nice to the hand. Lightweight. Snaps down across this rubber, making it, boom, kind of snap like that. And it looks like there's ventilation here in this end also. And it's down 1% from what it was. Yes, sirree, it's going good. 44%, okay. Looks like it dropped 2% from a cup of from a coffee maker. Yes, sir. And it does have a fan going on right now. It's, I don't know how many decibels that might be. I don't know. I know my decibels pretty well, so let's say if I come back here and stand about maybe about 10 feet. I'm guessing that's probably 30 decibels. Yeah, probably 30, 35 decibels. Don't just sit this out in the Arizona sun, or any sun for that matter, that gets this black surface really hot. Because these lithium batteries don't like heat. And pretty soon this coffee maker is going to shut down because it's done making the coffee. And that 550 watts or so should go down to 0 when the coffee pot clicks off. And there it is. Now it's 5 watts. And the fan shuts off. And we're nice and quiet. That's real coffee. So I'm making a desert shower. It's kind of Mickey Mouse out here in the desert. But it's an outdoor shower. As I'm building my house, we can use it. So I've got my old trusty Dewalt drill that I've had for many years. Okay, 15 years maybe. Never failed. It's not worn out yet. I use it all the time. I'm going to use it, drill a few holes, screw in a few screws, and let's see, okay? I hit the display button. Display comes on, shows 41%. I haven't charged it or touched it ever since I opened it up out of the box last night. Let's turn on the AC here. Oh, there goes the AC. Little fan noise and then it shuts off. Let's plug in the drill. Get this here drill plugged in. Drill's plugged in. And do a few holes here. All right, I hit the trigger and the fan came on. It's at 41%. Let me go ahead and do this here. there's no problem. Got a couple more holes to do and some screws, but that works fine. It's still at 41%. So yeah, a nice beautiful Dewalt drill. That Home Power one kicks out plenty of energy to do a job here outdoors. Now, the desert sun's beating on this, so it's just one thing you don't want to do is keep these things out in the, you know, the 90, 100 degree, just the sun beating on them. It's just not good for these batteries here, this inside of this. So let's finish the job and get this back covered with a blanket or something to protect it under the sun, and then get it back in its cool spot. Okay, we got the panel set up, and I've got my meter put inside of the jacks, and we're getting 20.5, about 21 volts right now. And that means each panel's producing about 10.5 volts. So a little above the halfway point right now. The sun is very high in the sky. And if I laid them flat, maybe it'd be better. Let's check it out. Okay, very little bit, half a volt better. So it doesn't really make much of a difference in this aspect. Let's plug it in and see what happens. We're charging the Generark Home Power 1 with 200 watts worth of solar panels. Each panel is 100 watts. And it's a little bit cloudy here and there, but for the most part, today's sunny. I'm gonna time this. We got 25% with 112 watts going back and forth, going in. And we'll see how long it takes, maybe to get to about 50%. And let's start the clock and we'll see. Okay, we're charging up the Home Power 1 Generark solar generator out here in the desert. And the sky's been about half cloudy all day. And it basically took 3 hours for it to get from 24 or 25% to about 50%. Let me lift up the little fiber box that I got over top of it so it don't get too hot from the sun beating down on it. And let's see what it's doing. Okay, yeah, 110, 111 watts coming in from both panels. 200 watts worth of panels. The sun is shining pretty much in high noon. Actually, it's 3 o'clock in the daytime over here in the middle of the month of August. And yeah, so it's 112 watts coming in, 51%. It took about 25% increase in about 3 hours. So what would that be? Maybe 8 hours on a really nice sunny day with the panels in the right position to fully charge it from, you know, 25% close to 100. Now here's a pretty cool feature about the Solar Power 1 Generark solar panels, and that is that they have a USB port inside of them that you don't need to hook up to anything but it. So the solar panel alone can charge the phone. So here's the back of it. And as you can see inside of there it is. You got to be kind of careful plugging that in. Put some pressure behind it with a finger like this, and then push your cable in. Takes 2 different kinds of cables there. Regular USB and that kind. And it says it right there. USB-C and the USB-A 5 volt 2.4 amp. And a little LED light. And so I've got it in a little battery pack here, and let's see if this thing works. I'll set my phone on there. And, oh, there it is. Yep, it's charging. It's already at 98%, but it does show charging. It turned it on. So yeah, it's another cool feature about the solar panels, being able to charge things with USB alone. Very cool. Each panel is 100 watts. They're both plugged in to each other by way of a Y cable here, as you can see. One plugs there, and these go into there, it goes into there. Now, each solar panel comes with one of these Y cables. So, since I have 2 of them, I have an extra one. I've been using this Generark Home Power 1 like crazy. If you charge it to 100%, and use it for making coffee with my little coffee maker. My little coffee maker's over here, out here in the desert. That little coffee maker right there. Just a little Mr. Coffee Maker. It would do about 33 pots of coffee. Very portable, very lightweight. I've been using it like crazy. I mean daily for, a couple weeks now. Using it all the time. Very lightweight. And right now it's very low in wattage going in to charging it. 54 it shows. That's because the sun just popped up in the morning. And I'm standing here in the shade, covering some of the panels. But what I wanted to do is let it go to 0%. I ran all the juice out of it. And so I'm going to see how long it takes to charge it up. So I'll get back with you when it gets to 25% or 50%. But like I say, this is the best that I've seen so far, the Generark Home Power 1. Reason being, it's very portable. Got 1,000 watts, and with 1,000 watts, there are many things you can run that don't go over 1,000 watts. I've ran my drill on it, coffee pots, saws, lights, all kinds of stuff. Just really like it. This thing is really doing me great. So this video particularly is about charging it up with the 2 solar panels. Here we are, and it's been 6 hours of charging the Generark Home Power 1 with the Solar Power 1 100 watt output panels each. Been 6 hours, and it's up to 53%, I believe. I've got it covered so the hot Arizona sun doesn't hurt it. You shouldn't have these solar generators in any sun. And let's see, it's 54%. So 0 to 54% in 6 hours of charge. Great, just put this out a day. Let me cover it up again, keep it going. Just put that out for a day. And it's been about 15% cloudy today. So it hasn't been all sun, but it's been mostly sun. So yeah, just during the day, put it out. It should be charged well enough. And like I say, it's best not to go all the way to 100% charge. If you can, spare it and go to 80, 85% and only let it go down to 40, 45%. And then you'll have many more cycles in that lithium battery that's inside of the case. So this is doing really great. I'm going to let this get to about 85% and then put it away here in this Arizona desert. Yes, sir. Thank you, Home Power 1. You'll be charged up and ready to go for another couple weeks, at least for my coffee pots. Yes, sir. Okay, we're using the Skoolie's solar system here with 750 watts of solar panels on top, and there's 8 6-volt batteries, deep cell batteries in my Skoolie here. And it's a 24-volt system with a Ames 2000 watt inverter. And I'm using that to charge this great Generark Home Power 1 solar generator. So let's plug this in right now. And get that going right there. As soon as I plug it in, let's see what goes on. It's at 50%. Okay. All right, it shows 92, 107, and it's up to about 150 watts going into it to charge it from the AC adapter here. It's got the plug that goes in that end, and you can remove it to store it. And the other plug coming out goes right in here, and that is not removable. And it's pretty lightweight. We'll see how long this takes. Okay, 51%, and there it goes. This is where we've had the solar panels plugged in, but now the only other method of charging it is over here. There, we'll see how long it takes. Let's say to get 25% more. Okay, the Home Power 1 by Generark has increased by 25% for charge. It went from 50 to 75% in just under 2 hours, which is pretty good. And this is pretty awesome. And so that's the video about charging up like that with the adapter using AC power. Worked out pretty good. And it's a full-on sunny day here in the Arizona desert. There's not a cloud in the sky, so... But that had nothing to do with this kind of charge, because this is an AC charge, not a solar charge. But I believe the solar charger would have done just about the same amount, maybe a little bit less. Anyway, very nice. Thank you, Generark. Now we're in Arizona morning. Pretty chilly this morning. Condensation has gotten things pretty wet here in the Arizona desert. And we're outside the Skoolie here this morning, putting the Generark Home Power 1 to work once again. Well, it's just past the 2-month mark, going on the 3-month mark out here in the desert. And getting ready to do some cream of wheat here and use this fellow here. It's called a fellow, and it boils water here. It takes a lot of watts. Let's get that thing going. We'll turn on the display. Oh, I got 62%. Okay, I'll turn on the AC. There's that. I'm going to turn on this here deal here. Let's see. Okay, there. Yeah. Let's see how many watts this is doing. Yeah, see, 1053, over the 1000 watt mark, and it's working. You know, I actually forgot that this is over 1000 watts, and this is only goes to 1000 watts, but it sure is working. 61%. It's heating the water, it's not overloading it. Okay, that took only about 5 minutes, I guess. It went from 61% down to 50%, and it just shut off. And there it is, boiling away. Yeah, yes sirree, it did go over the 1000 mark, and it was, I don't know, I think I saw 1035 watts. So, yeah, did a good job. I'll shut this off. And that just goes to show that this little unit here, this Generark Home Power 1 solar generator, really does a fine job. Boy, I'm really loving this. I've got 2 air compressors here. This Husky one over here, I know for a fact, needs more than 2000 watts to run, so it definitely will not work with this big one. I've got a smaller Goodyear air compressor to get my tire up and going. So let's see how that'll run. Let's see if it will work. I'll plug it in here. Turn on the AC. Fan comes on for a short period of time. And let's air this up. Let's see, we got, 50, 60, 65 PSI in here. All right, let's go. And it's powering it. Looks like 454 watts it's using. And it's doing a good job. It'll be no problem. Yeah, so the air compressor works fine with the Home Power 1 General. Another great use. Well, that concludes the videos about the Home Power 1 bundle. Comes with 2 solar panels. And the unit has done me great. I've had it for about 3 months. I would say I mainly use it for coffee. I mean, coffee pots go from 600 watts all the way up to 1200 watts. Of course, 1200 watts this won't handle, but as you've seen in the previous video, the coffee pots or the things that boil water over 1000 watts, this handled without shutting down, even though it says only 1000 watts. I saw it go up to 1035, almost 1040 watts and not shut down and do the job. I really love the portability of it. You know, Very easy to lift, 23 pounds, as you've seen. There are some units that I never really checked out, like the 12 volt accessory here. I have used the USBs to charge a phone. Of course, the DC, use these plugs. I still haven't even taken off the plastic yet that covers this for protection from the factory. But like I say, I've had it for 3 months, used it daily. I've had these solar panels set up and tore down maybe a dozen times. They've even been in the rain. I wiped them off. They get dirty with the sand of the desert here in Arizona. No problems. I love the way that the magnetics make it close instead of using straps like some other portable solar panels do. They just clip right together like that, and then all you got to do is put away the cords inside of the pouch. And the zippers, no problem with these zippers. They haven't failed or torn. And so yeah, 100 watts each, and the Generark Home Power 1. It's doing me great. I've toted it around about 3 months now. Plugged it into all these receptacles. Love the unit. It's not that loud, very portable, 23 pounds. Can be a little bit heavy for some people, but for the most part, it's just like a piece of luggage. So I'm very pleased with the product. I love it. I use it more than anything. I love the portability of it the most, how small it is. It can power 1,000 watts, you know, can power a lot of stuff. You could just Google it, you know, what utilities, what electrical devices are under 1,000 watts. You'll see a whole list of them. But so that's it. Thank you, Generark. I love your product. Definitely worth it. I would get the bundle. Yeah, a lot of people say, oh, these are so expensive, blah, blah, blah. But the portability of them, and to know that you will always have this to be able to recharge as long as the sun shines. And with these panels, they're very thin. They'll fit in a good spot. Definitely worth the money. And that concludes our video about the Home Power 1 and the bundle package with the solar panels. I appreciate you all watching very much. Have a great day. Bye now.